everyone, and welcome to my spoiler review of the Minions.
Minions? Have you ever wondered where they came from?
These are the new recruits.
Scarlet,
No, don't say anything. I won't understand.
Alright guys, as I said in the beginning of the video, this is a spoiler review, so if you don't want to be spoiled, turn back right now. But before I even talk about the movie's plot, I'm going to talk about the behind-the-scenes info. So, the film is produced by Chris Maldarny, and Chris Maldarny is the CEO of Illumination Entertainment. The film is also directed by Pierre Coffin, and Pierre Coffin is also the voice actor of all the Minions in the film, and he also directed Despicable Me 1 and 2. The movie is written by Brian Lynch, and Brian Lynch is the writer of DreamWorks' Puss in Boots, and the film stars Sandra Bullock and John Hamm as Scarlet Overkill and Herb Overkill. And the film is also narrated by Geoffrey Rush. Geoffrey Rush, for those of you who don't know his name, is Captain Barbossa in all of the Pirates of the Caribbean movies. So the film has a lot of Illumination, good business talent working for them, and they know what works. So I'm going to hop off the green screen and talk about the film right now. So overall, the Minions movie is a really fun and cute movie. The animation of this movie is really good. I think the animators must have had a great time just being able to put the Minions in really fun and weird scenes because they're so, apparently flexible and bendable that you can really manipulate them to do whatever you want. And I just thought it was really beautifully animated. Now the plot of the movie is pretty interesting. It starts off with the Minions, in the ocean, and it's in like 2D animation. And then they go up on land, and then they meet the Tyrannosaurus Rex, and then the Tyrannosaurus Rex dies. Then they meet the caveman, and then after they meet the caveman, it goes through a series of other bosses, like we see Napoleon, we see Dracula. And, they all find a way of dying courtesy of the Minions. So the Minions, their whole purpose is to find the biggest, baddest boss, which is also said in the trailer. So the trailer really does reflect the first 7 minutes of the film. And then what happens after they kill their last boss is they kind of go in hiding for a really long time until they don't like it. They don't want to be in hiding anymore. They want to go out. So Kevin, our main minion, decides to go out and find the biggest, baddest boss he can. And that boss is Scarlet Overkill. So the journey is Kevin, Stewart, and Bob, they go to New York City. They meet this weird, wacky family who is also a bank robber, or a bank robber family. And then they go to VillainCon. I've never been to a Comic-Con at all, but I really like the way that it was portrayed here, especially because this is in the 60s, so it was really funny just to see. And then Scarlet Overkill, who, like I said, is played by Sandra Bullock, comes out and the Minions are enthralled by her. They really, really like her. And then Scarlet says, whoever can get this gem from my hand will be able to join me and be my new recruits. And all the villains in the film, they go up and try to get the gem from her, and she's able to pretty much knock them all down. But thanks to a happy accident, Bob, who is the cutest of the Minions, is able to get the jewel from Scarlet. And then they go to London because the VillainCon takes place in New York. So Scarlet takes Kevin, Stewart, and Bob to London, and she says, I really want the crown of Queen Elizabeth II, not the first. And they go and try to steal the crown from Queen Elizabeth. However, there's another happy accident where Bob is able to pull out Excalibur, and he's then crowned the King of England because whoever can pull the sword in the stone, or pull the sword out of the stone, is then the new king. So Queen Elizabeth loses her title, and Scarlet Overkill is very unhappy that the fact that Minions were able to take over, or take the crown that she so wanted. Following that, there's a little bit of just hilarity going on with the Minions ruling England for 8 hours, as Queen Elizabeth says. And Scarlet goes to visit our Minions. But the Minions love Scarlet. They want Scarlet to be their boss. And they abdicate the crown over to her. However, she betrays them and then sends them to go get tortured. And they get tortured by her husband, Herb. However, that doesn't work because they're so flexible, and then Herb kind of gives up and he goes to watch Scarlet get coronated. The Minions get out of the dungeon and they go to the church where she's being coronated. And when that happens, there's calamity and the big chandelier falls and the whole coronation is messed up. And then Scarlet pretty much says to every villain who's there to watch her coronation, get the Minions. So 2 of the minions get captured, and the 2 minions that get captured are Bob and Stuart. Now, Bob and Stuart, they're going to be killed by Scarlet unless Kevin surrenders himself. But Kevin finds a way to become a gigantic minion. And by finding the way, he goes to Scarlet's castle. And at Scarlet's castle, he messes around with the machine. Another happy accident, might I add. And he's able to become really big. So he goes to save Kevin and Stuart. Excuse me, Kevin goes to save Bob and Stuart from Scarlet. And there's a big scene where it looks like Kevin's going to die, and it looks like Scarlet and her husband are going to die, but that doesn't happen. So it's all happy. The Queen of England is reinstated. She gives the minions all gifts. And then also at the same time, the minions who they left to go find Scarlet are able to come to England because Kevin was able to make a phone call. And then at the same time, or not even the same time, another part of the film, we see the minions a couple times besides Kevin, Stuart, and Bob, and they hide out in an ice cave for almost the entire portion of the movie, except for like the last 15 minutes of it. So there's a little scene at the end where Queen Elizabeth forgives the minions. She knights Kevin because Kevin saved England, and then Scarlet comes back and tries to take the crown again, but she fails because she gets stopped by, wait for it, Gru. Gru gets a little cameo in this movie. He gets 2. He's also at VillainCon, and he's voiced again by Steve Carell. So that's how the minions meet Gru, because after Gru stops Scarlet, the minions follow Gru, and then we get a little opening credit scene where the minions are with Gru and they try to wash his dog. And it's little Gru, it's not adult Gru because we're in the 60s still. And that is pretty much how the movie goes, and I really, really liked it. It's really cute and fun. Sandra Bullock did a great job as Scarlet Overkill. She sounds like Sandra Bullock, but at the same time, you can clearly tell that she's acting in her role, and she has like a different persona for being Scarlet. I really liked her take of Scarlet Overkill here. John Hamm did a great job as her, and Peter Kaufman did a great job as all the minions. I mean, the minions are so cute, and I really like how he incorporates like French and Spanish and even English into the way the minions talk. It's really interesting how they communicate with each other and how people sort of understand them, but at the same time they don't. I would give the movie a 4 to 5 stars. I say it's really, really fun and enjoyable. It's a comedy movie. They're able to get away with a lot. The minions are just a really fun part of this movie franchise and, of course, of Universal and Illumination. So I would say go check the movie out. I hope you enjoyed my spoiler review. As I said, it's a 4 to 5 stars. I really, really enjoyed it, and I think you guys will all too. So thank you for checking out my review of the Minions movie. And if you want to let me know what you thought, please comment below. And if you like what you see here, make sure to like this video and also subscribe for more reviews and animated videos. Thank you guys, and I'll talk to you all later. Bye!